hello there my little goldies, and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. This is going to be just a relatively short video. I have the Tim Jeffs Intricate Ink Animals in Detail Volume 3 in the frame here, so as you can probably guess, we're going to be announcing our giveaway winner. I also have an announcement to make, so I want you to go ahead and stay tuned to the video to hear the announcement. But without further ado, let's go ahead and announce the giveaway winner, because you all are anxious to hear about that. So just to refresh your memory, we are giving away this book here. This is Tim Jeffs Intricate Ink Animals in Detail. And as you open it up, now I did do a flip through on the channel when I announced the giveaway, but as you open it up, you can see that this is an autographed copy. So this is a special book. Not only is it a beautiful book, but with the autographed with the autograph in there, it really makes it special. So anyway, we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to bring out my lovely little Rhodia tablet here, which I have written everything down in. So we're going to open up the little Rhodia tablet, and drum roll please. Alright, here we go with the winner. So our winner of this beautiful book, suspense, suspense, suspense. Our winner is R. Bunk. So our winner is R, the letter R, and then Bunk, R. Bunk. So R. Bunk, if you would kindly email me your address, your mailing info, I will get this book out to you. That way you can participate in the color along that is coming up in April. And speaking of our color along, well, let me just go ahead and go over the answers to the questions here with you guys. And I'm just lowering the camera just a little bit so we can see. But let me go ahead and go over the answers, because I know you guys are anxious to hear what those answers are. You guys did really good, and I totally enjoyed reading all of your answers and stuff. So number one, how many coloring books would you have guessed that I had? And I had anywhere from like I think somebody said like 150, and then I had somebody say like 1,500. So the correct answer, and I counted them up this morning, the correct answer is I have 410 coloring books. Those are hard copies now, but if you count the 5 digital ones that I own, that would make 415. But actual like printed out coloring books, I have 410 coloring books. Yes. Do you think I'll run out of pictures to color? Maybe that'll last me till next week, you think? You think? You think? That's a lot of coloring books, guys. I mean, I had no idea I had that many. I would have guessed that I was pushing like 250. I had no idea, guys. Like, I mean, can we say crazy? Can we define crazy, boys and girls? All right. Number two, what are my favorite color pencils? I have mentioned this several times in videos, and most of you got this right. My all-time favorite pencils are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. However, I've really been loving my Holbeins as well. Like I do have the Holbeins, and I've been, you know what, like they kind of took a little bit of getting used to, but I'm really, really loving them. They blend beautifully, but the thing is they are just so expensive, and you can't get them open stock in the US. So that's kind of a drawback, just the price tag alone, and then the open stock availability. But my favorite pencil of all time would have to be my Polychromos. I definitely get in the mood where I love my Prismacolors and can't stop using those, but like probably 95% of the time I will reach for my Polychromos. All right, number three. Now I kind of give you a little bit of an out on this one. So you could either answer who are my favorite authors as far as reading, or who are some of my favorite coloring book artists. So as far as reading, I have mentioned both Stephen King and Nora Roberts in my videos. I think I've mentioned Stephen King a lot more often. I think all of you all of you that answered the author part got that right. Some of you went to the coloring book illustrators, and I kind of give a little bit of an out, because like a lot of you put Tim Jeffs, and that's the only one that you put was Tim Jeffs, and that's kind of an obvious like no-brainer because like I was like raving about this book and about all of his other books. So obviously Tim Jeffs is one of my all-time favorites, and hi Tim, I love you, man. Yep. But yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. And then for coloring book illustrators, I like some of the ones I've really been liking lately are Sherry Baldy. I've really been liking Jade Summer a lot, thanks to Grace. Johanna Basford, like when I get in the mood a little bit, you know, hers, I mean, I love her work, don't get me wrong, I love her work, but I have to kind of be in the mood to just really just sit down and color, because her pictures take a long time to do, they really do, and that's okay too, you know. As I always said, nobody is, you know, here to win a race in the, you know, in the coloring book world or anything like that. So, but what I've really been liking right now is the, you know, coloring in like people and hair and stuff. I've really been getting into that lately. I've also, like for mandalas, I love Jim Gogarty's work, and you guys have seen the volumes 1 and 2 on my channel. So those are some of my favorite coloring book artists. Plus, I love, I have a good number of the Dover and Creative Haven books, but those are done by various artists. But as far as like companies go, I love the Dover and Creative Haven books too. So. But as far as like reading authors, Stephen King and Nora Roberts. And some of you got Nora Roberts and most of you got the Stephen King. So some of the other ones I've really been liking are, and I don't think I've mentioned them on the video, I used to really like Danielle Steele a lot, but I haven't read her work in a long time. It kind of gets a little repetitive, I guess. Yeah, so, and I've really been liking, oh gosh, I also like Katherine Anderson. If you've like read any of her books, you know, her books is also really good. She writes romance. Sometimes she'll put in a little bit of fantasy. Most of her stuff is like pretty realistic, but there's one that she wrote where one of the characters, you know, traveled through time to, you know, from the past to get to the future. So she kind of knows how to write a little bit of fantasy, but most of it is realistic. But as far as like what I've mentioned in the videos, definitely Stephen King and Nora Roberts. Let's see, what question are we on? Okay, okay, number 4, what is the silly name I've called myself, like on camera? Now, a lot of you said silly or goof, and that's correct too, but the one I was really looking for, and if you've seen my videos several times, you guys know that I've called myself a pencil hoe, and that's the one I was really looking for, but silly and goof also works too. Number 5. This is the one that you had to do a little bit of research on. What is the service club that I belong to that I've mentioned quite a bit? And who was the person who influenced it to be what it is today? Well, obviously, a lot of you, well, all of you that guessed on this question, or all of you that answered this question, put Melvin Jones, and that is very, very true, because Melvin Jones was the founder of the Lions Club, and without him, we wouldn't even have a Lions Club. However, there's also another answer that would fit here too, and that is Helen Keller. Now, she was actually the one that I was looking for, but I will obviously take Melvin Jones and Helen Keller. To find the Helen Keller connection, you'd have to dig a little bit deeper, I think, because what happened with Helen Keller was in 1925, she spoke at the International Convention where they all gathered, and she challenged the Lions at that time to be Knights, K-N-I-G-H-T-S, Knights of the Blind. And so that is how the Lions Club does a lot of stuff with, you know, to help out like visually impaired and also hearing impaired people. So those are the answers to the questions, and also our winner. So again, our bunk, please get in touch with me by email and send me your mailing information, and I will get this book out to you so that hopefully you will have it in time for the color along to begin. Okay, so getting on to our announcement, and let me just show you this beautiful book again. Let us just pet this book because it is lovely. So our announcement is now, if you guys have followed Anne's channel from Anne from A Colorful Life, she is doing a color along in April that features the works of Tim Jeffs. You can either color, anything out of his first 3 books, these books here. There's volumes 1, 2, and 3. Or you can color anything from his digital sketchbooks, which can be found on Etsy. And I will find links to that, and I will link that in the description section. So if you want to check into that, you can. So anyway, we all know that she was going to be doing this color along. Well, she contacted me about a week and a half, about a week or so ago. Well, make it about a week and a half, because we kind of put the final plans, you know, in place last week. But anyway, she contacted me. The bottom line is that she contacted me and asked if I would help her out with the color along. Could I co-host it with her? So I said, heck yeah. So I'm actually going to be a co-hostess of the Tim Jeffs color along in April, along with Anne from A Colorful Life. And so what we are hoping that this is going to do is to help all of our channels grow, between hers and mine, and also Tim Jeff's. Tim Jeff's has a YouTube channel. I will link that in the description section. And he also has a Facebook group, and I will link that in the description section. So what we're hoping is that all of us, you know, are going to kind of be getting together here, and we're hoping that this will be beneficial to Tim, myself, and Anne from A Colorful Life, and that in hopes of both our channels growing and our Facebook groups growing. So we're thinking that, you know, people that are on Tim's group may come over and join us, and people that are on our groups would come over to Tim's group and participate there. We're hoping that, you know, all of us will get a lot of new subscribers and stuff, and, you know, traffic that comes to Anne's channel would, you know, kind of trickle down maybe to mine and go over to Tim's. So we're hoping that with, you know, with the cooperation of this color along, that all three of us can benefit, you know, from this. And so we're all three, you know, helping each other out, and, you know, really supporting each other, and hoping, you know, to grow our subscriber count and our membership on all three of our Facebook groups. So if you haven't joined my Facebook group, you need to go ahead and do that. Send a request and I will take care of that. If you've not joined Anne's Facebook group, definitely do that. And of course Tim's, and you also need to subscribe to my channel and Anne's channel and also Tim's channel. So big plug there, big plug for everybody. So we're hoping that's going to be a big success that way. Now, some of you have told me that you are so afraid of Grayscale, and honestly, like, I used to be that way too. I was so afraid of Grayscale because, like, if you look at these pictures in his books, and his sketchbooks I think are the same way. It's, you know, he does grayscale art with, you know, with these animals. And so I've heard so many people say that they are just so afraid of grayscale and coloring in a picture like this. But honestly, it's not as hard as what you may think. If you look at the pictures, I mean, if you look at the dark places, let me just show you this. If you look at the dark places, I mean, it tells you where to do all the shading. It tells you that in the dark places, this is where you need to put your dark color. In the lighter places, your lighter color is going to go. And then, you know, it shows you like where all that shading is going to be. So it's not as hard as what you think it may be. It's really not. And however, though, this is printed on really nice paper, like real high quality paper. So if you've tried grayscale but on paper that is less than desirable, it can be very frustrating because there's a lot of books that are printed on, like, there's a lot of grayscale books. Well, a lot of books that are printed on crate-based paper, but especially the grayscale, that can be very frustrating to people because it's really hard for the pencils to show up. It's really hard to blend it in and so forth. You really got to work with it to try to get it to come out right. And so a lot of people have been just really frustrated with grayscale on that kind of paper. When you're doing grayscale, you do need, your paper definitely needs to work with you instead of against you, because otherwise it can turn into a hot mess. So if you've tried grayscale but have been frustrated because of the paper, I urge you to give it another try, because it's not, if you got some really nice paper to work with, and, you know, your pencils and stuff, if you have really nice paper to work with, it's going to be a lot easier to do and a lot more fun to do. And honestly, the grayscale stuff turns out so beautiful. Like, you guys have seen my flamingo, and I don't have it in here with me, I just brought in volume 3, but if you've seen my flamingo on my other video, you know what, I'm gonna go get the book and I'll show you the flamingo. Just give me a sec and I'll be right back. All right, so here is my flamingo, but this is what I did on camera with you guys. I finished this up in 2 parts, but this is how my flamingo came out, and this is from volume 2 of the Intricate Ink Animals in Detail. This is from volume 2, and I did this one with my Prismacolors, this flamingo, and like I said, I was able to finish it, you know, relatively quickly, and I did it on camera with you guys, and even my husband says, wow, that looks fantastic. So, I mean, your grayscale stuff is going to turn out beautiful, and because it's got like all that shading in there for you, it's very helpful. But the thing of it is about grayscale is you need some nice paper to work with. Otherwise you can get very frustrated. So that is the deal with grayscale. But I urge you to give it a second shot. If you've tried it, I urge you to give it a second shot and do it on some nice quality paper. Or if you haven't ever tried it before, I urge you to try it. You know, I really do. I urge you to try it, because it's not as hard as what you would think it would be. It really isn't. And coming from somebody who was actually afraid of it and afraid to kind of color in these books because I didn't want to bork them up, you know, it's not, you know, it's, once you pluck up that courage, it's really not that bad. It's really not. It's actually quite fun. Now, like I said, the color along, now let me go ahead and talk about the color along a little bit. So it's going to happen for the whole month of April, and we're not going to pre-pick any kind of pictures that we're going to do. The way Anne has it set up is she just wants you to color anything from any of Tim Jeff's books, and that would include anything from these 3 books or his digital sketchbooks, which can be found on Etsy. Now, his digital sketchbooks are just, what they are is more animals. They're different animals than what you find in the books, but they are, they're animals, and they're grayscale. Each of his digital books costs $10. There's 3 of them. It's 10 US dollars. And what's nice about those is you can print them out on any kind of paper you want to. So if you have cardstock to print them out on, you can certainly do that, and it'll come out nice. So I'm going to end up doing a couple of those and practicing like with my chameleons and my touch soft markers and stuff, but because I haven't really done that for quite a while. And what I'm going to do with this, like I said, it's going to happen for the whole month of April, and we're not going to pre-pick any pictures. We're just going to kind of go through and pick out a, you know, a picture for a video that just kind of strikes our fancy. So we're not going to say, all right, we're going to color this picture this week, this picture that week, this picture the next week. We're not going to pre-plan anything like that. We're just going to dive in and just pick pictures. So Anne's probably going to be coloring a different picture than me. I'll probably be, I'll be coloring different pictures than Anne, but basically we're going to do it like we did Sweet Colorful Christmas, where she does her videos for the color along, I do my videos for the color along, and we want you to come over and watch both of us, of course. And we may get some karaoke, I don't know. It depends on if she's going to get in the mood to sing or bellow or screech or whatever you do, Anne. I love you, Anne. I really do. I have to mess with her. I totally have to mess with her a lot. So I love teasing her. But so we may get some karaoke from her. I'll probably sing a lot in my videos because that seemed to go over very well for Christmas. So be thinking of songs you want me to sing. If you have any requests, just let me know. And I will make notes of those, and I will try to accommodate you as much as I possibly can. So we're not going to do any more giveaways though, because Anne had announced like 4 winners on her channel for the volume 3, and also I think she also gave one away personally, and then I gave one away. So we're not going to have any more giveaways in this particular color along, as far as I know at this point. Things could change, I don't know, but I think that's going to be the end of all the color alongs, or all the color along. That's going to be the end of all the giveaways, because we've, with the 4 that she gave away, plus the personal one that she got, and then the giveaway that I did, that's like 6 books that we've given away between the 2 of us. So, that's going to be all the giveaways, I think. So, yeah, just look for that for the whole month of April. I think we're going to try to do some live streams on the Facebook groups. Like we're going to try to do one on her group, and we're going to try to do one on my group. Hopefully, hopefully that'll pan out. I know we were hoping to do that for Sweet Colorful Christmas, but circumstances happened and we weren't able to do it. I think we did one, but that was all we were able to do. But we're going to try to put one up for her group and then one up for my group. So stay tuned for that. And then that's pretty much it. So the rules are that there's basically no rules. Just pick anything from Tim's work, either from these 3 books, or if you want his digital sketchbooks, you can color things in that one. But, the thing of it is, like, if you don't have these books and if you don't want to color in these, or if you can't afford them, because these are like real expensive books. These are like, these are like 15 bucks. And, I'm not going to say, well, don't put anything up on the group because you don't have these books. I mean, you color whatever you want to, and feel free to put it up on the group. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say, oh, you can't put anything up because of that. If you don't have Tim's books and you don't want to do any of Tim's work, feel free to put whatever stuff up you want on the group anyway. But I'm gonna make a special album for the, for this color along with the pictures from Tim's books, and then I'm going to do my best to get that slideshow up. I've been having some trouble with getting the like in my editor, like I've been having some trouble getting things to kind of sync up a little bit. I think I might be doing something wrong. I got to figure out what I'm doing, but I have to try to figure out like how to actually put the pictures in and sync everything up with what I'm trying to do. So I'll be working on that, and I'm gonna try. I will try. I'm not gonna promise anything because I don't want to promise it and then have something happen where it doesn't seem to follow through. So I'm gonna try to get pictures up every week, like maybe like every Friday or something, or every Saturday, as far as like as far as the participants in the color along go in that album. So be on the lookout for the album on my Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, of course, join Color with Sharon and Friends. Send that request and I will take care of that. So be on the lookout for that album for the Tim Jeff's color along, and put your pictures in there because it will make it a lot easier for me to gather them and to try to get the slideshow thing to work. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Just enjoy yourself. This starts on April 1st and we'll go through the whole month of April. Color any of Tim's works that you want to with whatever medium you want to. Feel free to just jump in and play and just have a good time with it. And also subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Anne's channel, and definitely subscribe to Tim's channel. And come and join all 3 Facebook groups. All of the info is in the description section of this video, so don't forget to open that description box and look for all that. But definitely come on over and join all 3 of our groups and subscribe to all 3 of our channels. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video and learning who the winner is and all that good stuff. So you all have a great day, and we will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye my little goldies.